What advice would you give uh, those who are in the pipeline to be principals and or superintendents? What advice would you give them that they should be engaged in now in anticipation and to be better prepared for a future event like the shutdown of 2021?
Here's a simple thought. So they need to listen to the teachers. They need to listen to all the stakeholders. How did it go? What went well? What didn't went well? And support the teachers and people in the building with what they say they need. Because one thing that hasn't been said with previous questions, people were in survival mode. They were trying to keep literally their nose above water. People were struggling. People didn't tap dance off into the sunset and go, woohoo, technology. And another thing that people discovered, technology doesn't just simply engage the students. There has to be some thought into what technology is being used and making it purposeful and strategic, not just, throwing it like spaghetti against the wall and hope something sticks. So honestly, the simplest thing is to listen to everybody around them and have a presence, be involved, get out of their office and talk to people simply. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Well, I'm interpreting that to mean, to use your word, superintendent should be purposeful now.
Yep.
Surveying their teachers systematically
Yep.
to try to discover what they can do better next time.
Yep. What went well and what went well, let's build on it. What didn't went well, let's see how we can improve upon it. But definitely they need to, listen. They need to listen.
One of the most important things, and one of the things that we as a team talk about often, is the fact that when we go into a district to do a training, there's not enough administrators who sit in on those trainings, right? Administrators need to not only know what their teachers are learning, but they need to model with those technologies, and they need to utilize those technologies in meaningful ways for their teachers. Because if they can do that, their teachers will turn around and utilize those technologies in meaningful ways for their students, right? But at the start of the pandemic, in a lot of districts, they were given tools, but there was no expectation that people actually utilized the tools that they were given, right? Since the pandemic, districts have started to really place expectations on what tools are being used. But if they want it to really work district-wide, they need to model those tools being used and know how to utilize those tools, so that when they expect teachers to do something, they're going to do it themselves.
What are you looking for from school districts to support your efforts at tech development?
What I've observed over the years is that some districts really move fast and forward with the technology. Other districts tend to just stay where they are. There's not a whole lot of movement. And what I've observed is that the difference is at the superintendent level. If you have a superintendent who has a vision for technology, they want it to be implemented with their district, and they're pushing their principals and their teachers to utilize it, they're providing funds to obtain it, those districts move forward, and they can move forward rapidly. But on the other hand, if the superintendent is just kind of floating along status quo, that's what they get. So I see that initiative, if it really needs to come at the superintendent's level to drive a district to be able to move ahead in the technology use.